Hello, man. This is going to be an exciting video for me anyway. I really like this feature that I'm going to show you today. It's kind of the complement of what I showed in the previous video. In the previous video, we started off with a fiat order, and then we showed how the customer can pay that with Lightning. In this video, we're also going to start with a fiat order, but we're going to add to that order Lightning invoices, which are then paid with fiat. So I think this is really exciting because it kind of gives a two-way street to the Lightning capability. It allows vendors not only to receive Lightning, but also to give or spend Lightning by paying invoices. And that invoice can be as simple as an invoice generated by the customer themselves, kind of like like how in a grocery store, a lot of times you can go in and you're going to pay with credit card and you can ask for cash back. Well, in this case, you can go in and pay with cash and ask for Lightning back just by presenting an invoice, and the vendor scans that invoice and then pays it at checkout. So I'm going to show you how this actually works, and let's get into this. So first of all, I'm going to just add some fiat items, and I'm using my local currency here, so I'm just going to say, let's say 25,000, okay, 3,000, 2,500, okay, just a few items there. And then what I'm going to do on another device is I'm going to generate an invoice. Okay, so I've generated an invoice. I have a QR code on the screen, and then what I'm going to do with this device is I'm just going to scan that QR code. There we go. And momentarily, you see it queried the wallet and got the details about it. It's a 1 sat invoice, and the exchange rate is 2.0. So that means it's going to be 2 units of the local currency. So I'm just going to accept that. And by the way, you'll notice right there also in the bill summary that it shows it shows a description there in fine print. And so that's saying how many sats the invoice is for, and also it includes the description field from the memo field from the invoice. And we could go ahead and add other items to our order here if we want, like just kind of keep on adding. And we can even scan more invoices if we want. So let's try that. Let's go ahead and create a new invoice. I'll do one for 5 sats this time. Okay, now I'm going to scan that. There it is. There we got the results from the wallet. And go ahead and add that. And at this point, I'm going to let the customer pay. So we'll go to the cash area. We see the subtotal that's due, and we can just enter in some amount of cash that would be presented. So for example, in this case, maybe 33,000. Okay. And then we can unclick the cash button there or just hit enter. And then you'll see it says paying the invoices, and you see the green check mark appear on the items there as they are paid. And then the subtotal is calculated, the change due is calculated and presented there, and the order is finished. And so I can go ahead and save that now and ready for a new order. So let me just go back to that. So yeah, I think this is just a really cool feature, and I just wanted to point out some things here also, and that's that if for some reason one of the invoices or any of the invoices could not be paid, for whatever reason there was an error during the payment, then instead of the green check mark, of course, you'd get a red X, and then above the change due line, you would get another line indicating the subtotal of unpaid invoices from the order. And then that, of course, would be subtracted, and the amount of change due would be increased by that amount. And so in the end, the customer would, they would get their cash back for any invoices that were not paid. So that's kind of the logic, and the flow allows that to happen by, putting the invoices on the bill first without paying them, and then receiving the cash to ensure that the vendor will be compensated for the invoices that he's about to pay. And then the invoices are paid, and then if they are not able to be paid successfully for any reason, then the customer gets the appropriate amount of change due. So everything works as it should. It's very simple, very straightforward. And I just think this is a really exciting feature because it kind of allows the sats to flow in both directions through the vendor. So the customers can pay with sats, but the vendor doesn't have to feel like he has to keep the sats. He can also let those flow back out to the customer base, and that could be for any number of use cases. It could simply be that a customer wants to pay any kind of a invoice, lightning invoice, with cash, or it could be like I described as a cashback type of a scenario, or whatever. Possibly there are other use cases, but I just wanted to show that to you, and I think that's a really exciting feature of this app, and really pleased to demonstrate that. So that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed the little video, and I want to ask once more, if you know anybody who can make use of this app, please share it with them and have them reach out to me. And it's still in development, but it's fully functional, as you can see. This was live. Those invoices were paid live, and I would certainly be happy to have anybody using it and able to supply sort of beta testing feedback, at this point. And so still I have a lot more to show in other videos, so stay tuned. And please, if you know anybody who would be able to sponsor this app, then please reach out to me or have them reach out to me, because I am very much in need of a sponsor for this app so that it can be, I'm trying to bring it to completion, but there's so much more that I want to do beyond just finishing the basic functionality. And so sponsorship would enable me to do that long term. So there are many challenges in the world and the financial developments, and we need capabilities like this to be able to transact freely and have the tools in hand to do that as early as possible, in my opinion. And so that's why I'm working on this, and I just want to encourage you to prioritize Bitcoin and Bitcoin projects like this, because the enemies of Bitcoin are also at work, and we need to press the battle forward. So until next time, stay on the path and keep moving upward, onward and upward. Bye-bye.